It's nerve-wracking being up there. You can't... Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
My question is sort of a two-parter. Are there any roles that you are at all embarrassed to be recognized for? And what is your favorite role to be recognized for?
Did you hear that question? Yeah. Good. Was that quick enough for you? Of course. There's not an actor alive who doesn't have, something embarrassing in his past. I could name one. It's a movie role, actually, but a very, very, very small one. And you would have to search hard to find it. But I feel now that I'm mature enough to be able to share with you my embarrassment. There was a film called Wild Geese 2.
DVD sounds for now going to skyrocket.
There are reasons for everything in life. And my bay window in my house in West London was leaking. And I went out there and you could push your finger into the wood. You know that feeling when you go, ooh, no. And I got a builder in and he looked at it and said, you're going to replace the whole bay. And I said, how much? And he said, I couldn't do it for less than £2,000. I didn't have £2,000 or anything close to it. Well, the next day I get a call from my agent saying, you're not going to want to do this, but you've had an offer to play a Russian colonel in Wild Geese 2. And I said, how much? And he said, well, it's not great. It's not great, but they will pay you £2,000. So, when you're watching my Russian colonel in Wild Geese 2, just remember that it paid to replace my bay window. That's the biggest embarrassment. I hope. Don't encourage him. He needs no encouragement or introduction. And I was going to go on and tell you all kinds of fascinating things about other embarrassing events in my life, but I've decided not to. Instead, I'd like to call on the next questioner.
Mr. Stewart?
I know you, don't I? You asked me questions before.
Yes, sir. Lord Stewart. Sir Lawrence. Could you tell us about some embarrassing films you've been in?
He's going to kill him.
Sir Stewart?
I have been asked questions by you before. I know. I recognize the voice. And
yes, sir.
Lovely to see you again.
You too, sir.
You don't have to call me sir all the time.
Sir? I'm sorry.
And certainly not Lord, because that is an elevation that I have not been given, nor do I expect ever to see. So I'm just simply an ordinary common or garden knight of the realm.
Sorry, sir. I mean, sorry. Sir.
Sir?
Yes, go on.
Do you live with the Queen now?
I was not asked to take up residence in Buckingham Palace. Yes.
But you will.
Who knows?
Yes.
No, I think you have to be born into it, if you understand the term that I'm using. Born into the royal family in order to take up residence in Buckingham Palace or any of the other. And you know, I was born in a little tiny working class house in the north of England, and I don't think I qualify.
Oh.
You understand the word qualify?
Sir? Sorry. Sir. Sorry. I can't stop saying it.
I know.
Did you want to ask me any questions?
I know who you are. The disguised voice,
yes.
You know, the grey hair, all that. It doesn't hide the fact that you are Data the Android. You know,
Actually, Sir Data the Android.
You know, you probably heard this story before, but Jonathan Frakes came back from a convention while we were still shooting the series, and that Monday morning on the set, he said to us that he walked around the dealers' tables, and he had seen one table where a sign read, "Buy one Data, get two Rikers free."
That was my table, sir. One last thing, sir, and then you may go. No, I'll go. Sorry. I've written a film, and I would very much love to have you star in it, sir.
Can you just give us a quick thumbnail sketch of the story?
Well, no. I only have a title right now.
And the title is?
Wild Geese 3.
Recognize that voice in the middle of the Saharan desert. Mr. Stewart. Well, I've answered your question. Yeah, I did. Enough.
Patrick, for Star Trek, you have an episode that really stood out that you were proud of after what you did.
Is there one episode? Yes, there is, and many of you may have heard me say this before. There was an episode called Inner Light. A beautifully written episode with some lovely acting opportunities for me. And it also featured my son, and it was the first time that Daniel and I worked together professionally. We have worked together since then. More than once, and I just thought it was something that was very much at the heart of what the Star Trek theme is, and there really were many wonderful, great episodes and exciting episodes, and I like different episodes for different reasons, and of course, all the ones I directed, as far as I'm concerned, were the best. And I know, Jonathan did some great work as a director. I mean, he's an authentic director. I was just sort of doing the best I could.